Previously on TSR Live.
Floyd is going to hit him often, and at some point, an accumulation of punches is going to wobble a fighter. And if Mayweather sees an opening for a knockout, he's going to drop him. Because at that point, guys, he knows McGregor's taking a shitload of damage.
And now your man, Donovan Sharp.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this special edition, the special late-night edition of TSR Live, doing the post-fight TSR Live of the Mayweather-McGregor super fight, as promised. As always, you guys can find me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp. Be sure to check out my Facebook page, TSR Live with Donovan Sharp. If you want to check out the archive, hit my website, thesharpreality.com. You can also find them on iTunes, SoundCloud, the Google Play app, and on the Google Play app on your mobile device, and of course right here on YouTube. You can contribute to the show through PayPal, Amazon, or Patreon. You can find those links on my homepage and on my YouTube channel. And if you're a little short on cash and you're a cheapskate like me, you can always support the show by hitting the like button if you're watching on YouTube. Let's make sure we get those likes up. Questions, comments, show ideas, or personal stories you'd like to share can be submitted through the contact tab of my homepage or on Twitter through the hashtag TSR Live with Donovan Sharp. Make sure you guys head on over to negromanosphere.com.
Previously on...
Sorry about that. Manosphere.com to get your free copy of How to Stop Simping in 24 Hours, co-written by myself and David Simmons. Guys, this book contains over 50 pages of rock-solid red pill advice on how to stop pandering to women, how to stop being taken advantage of by women, how to figure out which women, rather, are worth committing to outside of sex, and most importantly, how to change your mindset to become more successful with women and in life. Again, guys, there's a shitload more red pill knowledge packed into this book, and it's actually going to be a great source for men who are new to the red pill as well as red pill veterans. Regardless of whether you've been good with women for just a little while or you're just starting out in game, you got to get your hands on this book, guys. It's absolutely free. My fingerprints are all over this bad boy, and of course my man D Sim drops some serious knowledge in this book. So head on over to negromanosphere.com to download your free copy today. Okay, so the Mayweather-Pacquiao, Jesus fucking Christ. The Mayweather-McGregor fight just ended, and for those of you who haven't heard, if you're spoiler alert, Floyd Mayweather won the fight by TKO in the 10th round. And to be quite honest with you, this fight was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I knew that Floyd Mayweather, I knew Floyd Mayweather was certainly going to feel him out. Maybe in rounds 1 and 2. It took him a little bit longer to solve Conor McGregor, and to be honest with you, I don't think Floyd really solved him. I think what ended up happening was, and anybody who watched the fight could see by maybe the 4th or 5th round, Conor's mouth was open. He was mouth breathing, which means that he was getting tired. He was already getting tired. Obviously, the reason he was tired is there are a few reasons. Number one, he was probably close to about 170 pounds. He looked a little thicker than he did yesterday. And fighters do this, they'll weigh in at, I think 153, Conor weighed in at. He said he was going to be at 170. I'd probably place him around 165, 167. So he's carrying between 12 and maybe 15 pounds of extra weight. So that certainly factored in. Number two, Conor had only been 25 minutes in professional fights, and a lot of those 25 minutes were not on his feet. Fighting on your feet is a lot different than fighting on your feet and your back. So that was sort of a hybrid thing. Another reason why Conor started to get tired was because of the 8-ounce gloves. Conor McGregor, as all MMA fighters are used to at this point, is they're used to the 4-ounce MMA gloves, but now he's carrying 8-ounce gloves, which are twice the weight of the 4-ounce gloves. You carry those around for a few rounds, your hands start to get heavy. You saw that McGregor, his hands started to get lower and lower as the fight drew on, and eventually he just wore out. His mouth was open, and the 9th round, I predicted that Floyd Mayweather would probably knock him out in the 7th round. It certainly went on. It went on a lot longer than I thought it would. But those are the main reasons why McGregor ended up tiring out and losing the fight. I gotta give credit to Conor McGregor. He absolutely put on a good showing. He hit Floyd. Listen, he hit Floyd on the button on more than one occasion. Like I said on yesterday's show, I haven't seen Floyd get hit squarely since 2010 against Sugar Shane Mosley. McGregor hit Floyd squarely on the chin. He caught him with an uppercut, I think, in either the second or third round. Slipped a couple of jabs in there. Listen, all credit goes to Conor McGregor, man. The guy stood toe to toe with Floyd, and even though he lost by TKO, listen, man, he can hold his head high. He did not go down, even though the referee had to come in and stop the fight, and it was clear that Conor McGregor was definitely going to hit the mat. The referee stopped the fight before he did. And, you know, Conor McGregor can say, hey, look, man, I went toe-to-toe with arguably the greatest pound-for-pound fighter on earth, and the greatest pound-for-pound fighter in boxing history, arguably. And, man, listen, man, I went toe-to-toe with him, and I lasted for 9 rounds and some change. He ended up getting a TKO, but guess what? I never hit the mat. So kudos to Conor McGregor for putting on a good showing. He represented himself well. Of course, he and Floyd, you know, like many fights end up doing, they share, you know, hugs and kisses and, hey, you know, all respect goes to you. All the shit talking is over. Floyd acknowledged that Conor was a lot better than he thought he would be. Conor was definitely flat-footed. You can tell he was out of his element. He kept doing the hammer punch. You know, listen, man, you know, Robert Byrd, the referee, he saw the hammer punches. He called him out on it a couple of times, but he knew that Conor was out of his element. Those were just reflex reactions. Overall, did I get my money's worth? You bet your ass I did. Listen, I was on the edge of my seat because early on in the fight, Conor won the first 3, maybe 4 rounds. He represented himself very well. It was a good fight. Both fighters scored critical hits, and in the end, McGregor didn't embarrass himself. Floyd ended the fight in a technical knockout. He said the fight wouldn't go the distance, and it didn't. McGregor said the fight wouldn't go to the distance. He probably didn't mean that it would go the distance because he would end up getting technically knocked out. But overall, we got our money's worth. It was a great fight to watch. Lots of entertainment. Like I said, Conor McGregor, he represented himself and the UFC very well. He said he's going to fight in the octagon again. I don't know that I necessarily buy that. Listen, he's made at least $75 million for this fight. That's 5 times more than he's ever made in one fight. Dana White has got some. Listen, if McGregor decides to come back to the octagon, he's gonna have to pay McGregor a king's ransom to get him back in the octagon. Think about this, guys. Conor McGregor just made at least $75 million. He'll probably make even more than that. He took the least amount of physical damage that he's ever taken in his life in a professional fight, and he made 5 times as much money. And he says he's going to fight again. Who knows? Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But good for him. We got our money's worth. It was a great fight. It ended in a knockout like I predicted, but I will say, listen, I'll be the first to tell you I was wrong about the fact that Floyd was going to dominate in the whole fight. Listen, McGregor won, I think, the first 3 rounds. I think he snuck in round 6 or 7. Round 7, and from the 7th round on, it was all Floyd, and that was mostly because McGregor's technique. Yeah, listen, he's not a professional boxer, but he got tired, and Floyd, you know, saw the blood in the water. He smelled the blood in the water, and ended up putting him away. So, listen, great fight. If they were to do a rematch, and I doubt that they would, but if they were to do a rematch, I can confidently say I would absolutely watch the rematch, because this fight lived up to the hype. We got a knockout, we got blows, we got a little shit talking, we got a little grandstanding, a little showboating. So overall, I was very, very pleased with the fight. That's going to do it for this special edition of TSR Live. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys like the video if you're watching on YouTube. Leave me a review if you're listening on iTunes. Don't forget to bookmark the Amazon link on our homepage if you want to support the show or contribute via PayPal or at patreon.com/Donovan Sharp. Thanks for listening, guys. Talk to you next time.